Alright folks, welcome back. Scotty's Backyard Barbecue. We're barbecuing a brisket. It wasn't the way of life for today, but it is now. I had plans of making a game time appetizer for you folks for the upcoming playoff games, Super Bowl, by using some leftover briskets they might have in your freezer. But Scotty's all out of leftover briskets that I could use for this recipe. I got a lot of shredded up brisket, but that won't work in this recipe. So I had to scramble at the last minute. I ran over to Walmart, picked me up one of them cheap old Walmart briskets. They're actually pretty good, folks, so don't sleep on a Walmart brisket. Alright, I'm going to trim this up. I'm going to toss this baby out in the Weber smoke fire, and then I'll show you how we put this appetizer together. I didn't want this to be a how to cook a brisket for an appetizer video, but it looks like it turned into that, I should say. Alright, I'm going to trim this up, maybe play a little music while I trim this up. There's 1,000 videos out there on how to trim a backyard brisket. Alright, hang on folks, we'll be right back. Alright folks, that wasn't too bad. This Walmart brisket come pretty decently trimmed. Now you can go through all the details of taking off all the silver skin, but that's not I'm not trying to show you how to cook a brisket. We're going to show you how to use your brisket in a leftover state, I should say. Alright, now we got to rub this baby down. Got some cheap old olive oil for a binder. I do not know where your brisket comes from, but mine doesn't come dusted. This baby is full of salt, pepper, garlic, and activated charcoal. Everything you need for a brisket cook, folks. I'll put it in this little shaker. We do it back. I don't know why people season a fat cap. You know, no amount of salt or pepper ever will penetrate a fat cap. But I always see YouTubers always seasoning the fat cap. My grandparents and them never seasoned the fat cap, unless you plan on eating the fat cap. But there's really no reason to season it, other than it looks pretty. I mean, you get a bark on a fat cap, ain't no big deal. Now if you're trying to win $10,000 or something, yeah. In your backyard, you can skip the fat cap. You don't need to season it. Yeah, we're gonna go fat side down, so might as well use all the dust that we put in here. All the information will be down below. You can buy dusted products. They give away a free grill a month. This is perfect on steaks, burgers, anything like that, folks. Dusted. It's got salt, pepper, garlic, and activated charcoal. Everything you need for beef. Alright. Right now we got that Weber smoke fire fired up on the smoke setting. It's Friday. I'm just going to let this run all day and half tonight on smoke setting. Remember, this isn't how to cook a brisket video. What to do with your brisket. If you get tired of just eating it, I'll show you how to make those appetizers for game day. Be right back, folks. Alright, folks. Here we go. We got it on the smoke boost setting. We are running, I put all my trimmings in there. We're running Kingsford cumin and chili. These become my all-time favorite pellets for today. Now you don't pick up the cumin, but you do pick up the hickory, and they do smoke like mad. Alright, if you get a chance, pick up a bag, try them out. Be back about, let's go back about, oh, I forgot to put my probes in. We'll be back about 6 hours. I'm gonna put these probes in. As always, I use these things. This badass little toy. Nope, not being paid by these guys. I paid for this myself. I love this thing. I'm gonna put it right in here where the flat meets the point in this area. I got it set for 195 on both. Let's see if she goes down. They go down pretty slow, any temperature gauge. Yeah, she's going down. Alright, we'll be back about 6 hours. Alright guys, I don't know how long it's been, 6, 7 hours. I was taking a nap. Remember this ain't a how to cook a brisket video, but we do need a brisket for that appetizer. There it is. Everything come along just fine. I got on smoke settings, getting a nice bark. I should spritz it with something. But anyways, next time you see this brisket, it'll be in the house ready for them appetizers. Alright guys, here's your leftover brisket. I had to make this special for this video today, for the appetizer we're going to make for game days. I had the grains running this way. Remember, this is your leftover brisket. This took all day and all night to cook. And since I cooked it, let's just give it the old money shot. The old Kingsford pellets. There we go. We got us a beautiful brisket. Remember, this wasn't a how to cook a brisket video, but it should have. This turned out amazing. Alright, so anyways, you got your leftover brisket. Like I said, the grain's running that way. So we want these pieces to be bite through. So we're just going to cut it. Old 1/4 inch thick slices.
Nice.
Alrighty there. Let's try a piece of this stuff. Oh wow, that's good. Like I said, it's not a how-to. Should have been. This turned out amazing. I didn't want it falling apart, but we're pretty close to that. Man, that's perfect. What a smoke ring, huh? Ah! Remember this for game time appetizers? If I don't eat it all before then. Alright, I'll be right back. We'll show you how to put these appetizers together using this tender brisket. Leftover brisket. Be right back, folks. Alright guys, let's make that sauce. You need a tablespoon of butter. You need a couple cloves of garlic. Toast that up in here. Your garlic mincer. Like so. Get that all off of there. Garlic mincers are nice, but they're sure a pain in the butt to clean, ain't they? Yeah, you just kind of cook that around till you start smelling it. You don't want to burn the garlic, you just want to smell it. You'll add 1 cup of heavy cream. Now I'll have the full ingredients list down below, but just in case I forget to put it down there, you follow around. Tablespoon of butter, couple cloves of garlic, 1 cup of heavy cream. Pour that in there. And I'm going to heat that up. Remember, don't want to get too high a heat, you'll want to burn it. Alright, we'll be back when this gets warmed up. Alright, then you add about a 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese or so. Get that melted down in there. Now you just want to stir this up until it thickens. And we'll get onto that bread. Now the bread, use that little fancy small risotto bread they call it. What do they call that stuff? Baguette bread. You get a little pan with some olive oil. Spread that around on there. Like so. I'm going to toast these up. Now I'm going to only make enough for the video, but today we're going to make a bunch of these up for the game. We use that leftover brisket. Like so. Get them all coated with some olive oil. Really good. Pop them in the oven. Watch them close, you don't burn them. We'll be right back, folks. I almost forgot, you add a little bit of thyme. Some thyme leaves to this thing. 1/2 teaspoon of thyme leaves, probably. You can use fresh or I think the other one's better. The fresh is kind of hard to peel off of here, but you get the idea. Like that. Alright, now we'll be right back, folks. Alright, folks, we got everything all toasted up. We got our leftover brisket. I got a bunch of these I make up today, but for the video, I'm just going to make a few. We got our little sauce. I've been feeling under the weather lately. Just a little tab of these. Not a lot. These are excellent. I've had these at other parties when people use a steak. But I noticed with steak, they wasn't tender and people are pulling the whole piece of meat off. Now you can use bigger bread if you want, but I wanted a bite size. Then you just get your little brisket, leftover brisket. Plop it on there. Cut it about the size of your little bread. The old days it'd be like a brisket on a Trisket. I use the little Trisket crackers. And cut your brisket a little thinner than I did if you want. Basically, you get an idea how you can use your leftover briskets, folks. Make sure it's good and tender, but not falling apart. But then you just take some more of that sauce. Now, I'm not a Michelin star chef, so I ain't gonna wow you with my plating skills, folks. I'm just one of you guys, your basic backyard cook, trying to make a excuse me, a little appetizer for the game with some leftover brisket. You don't want to go too hog wild with the sauce. It'll thicken a lot more as it cools. Like that. You take some fancy green stuff, sprinkle it over the top, make it all pretty if you want. Like so. Remember we used that dusted on the brisket, salt, pepper, garlic. We'll also take a little bit of that dusted, sprinkle it on there. There you go. And there you have it, folks. Little game day appetizers, little bite sizers. Let's try one. Here we go. Bajui. Oh yeah, perfect bite though. That sauce is excellent. Yeah, folks, these little appetizers are outstanding. The sauce is amazing. I'll try to leave the full link video down below, or the recipe down below. I try to get this video up today. Like I said, I've been feeling under the weather. I'll do the best I can. This is another idea of what you can do with leftover brisket, folks. Peace out.